You what? Chris Jericho said how's your father during a women's match? But that means love making. Sky Blue picked up the victory on Zoe Dubois. The amazing Athena Palmer was backstage beating people up, trying to find Yuka Sakazaki. Then when she did, the pair of them started a backstage fight, but the referees of course broke it up. This is going to go on, this feud, until the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. However, afterwards, none of the commentators actually mentioned this happening, except for Lexi Nair. She did a great job. Then on Dark, we got Billy Starks versus Britt Baker. Britt Baker did pick up the win, but usually when you see somebody like the level of Britt Baker on one of the YouTube shows, that means they're going to take the loss on one of the televised shows like Dynamite or Rampage. Next up was a match I don't think was advertised, but it was Harley Cameron taking on Brittany J, and Cameron got the win. It was good to see a fresh face. And Madison Rayne pinned Casey Lennox. Usually Rayne is a jobber. We were supposed to have a triple threat match this week on Dynamite. However, Britt Baker wasn't there. She wasn't cleared to compete, and Excalibur did an excellent explanation of why. On this week's episode of Dark, she actually got her nose busted open. There was actually blood from her nose and in her mouth. Also, there was no Saraya, Willow, or Hikaru Shida at ringside. Although the commentators didn't explain these people's absence, they did, however, add substance to the storyline, such as Tony Schiavone saying that Hikaru Shida, even though she's homegrown, is siding with Tony Storm and Saraya, who keep saying that the homegrown talent don't know what it takes to succeed. And that's funny because the following match was between two people who have been in WWE. That's of course Soho and Storm. At one point in this match, Tony Storm did a hip attack on Soho, and I'm surprised that Ruby Soho can actually stand up, because talk about whiplash, concussion, man. And then from Ruby there was some chops, some forearms, and even Storm feigning an injury that her nose was broken, luring Ruby into a beatdown. So obviously Storm is now a heel. This was hard hitting, and the match ended in a distraction finish, just like the previous weeks did, because Britt Baker's music kicked in and she appeared at the top of the ramp, allowing Ruby Soho to get the win. On Rampage, Chris Jericho actually said, "How's your father?" in a match. I'm not sure whether he really knows the meaning of it, but "how's your father" is an archaic term, British in origin, asking for intercourse. I'm not a prude or anything, I just thought it was a bit odd. Anyhow, holy moly, this match was fantastic between Emi Sakura and, of course, Jamie Hayter, the Women's World Champion. At one point, after Emi Sakura finished chopping Hayter on the outside of the ring, she actually did a cross body onto Hayter, who was resting on a guardrail. And talking about those chops, you could see below the clavicle of each woman, the skin was broken open. And JR didn't use any outdated language. Emi Sakura being on TV for the first time in months didn't disappoint. She's amazing. Britt Baker was at ringside, of course, because I suppose she brings in the ratings, but she didn't interfere in the match, and there was a clean pin. Jamie Hayter won.